The movie that documents the realm of Avalonia, which is a land filled with mystery, plays at the beginning of the movie. The well-known explorer Jaeger Clade and his son, Searcher, are currently traveling across this realm. Along with Searcher and a few other individuals, Jaeger guides an expedition through a snow-covered region of Avalonia. At one point, Jaeger uses a rope to swing down and save his kid Searcher from falling down an icy chasm. Searcher was in danger of falling down the crevice. As Searcher and the others continue to move forward, they come across a plant that is giving off energy. Even if Jaeger isn't interested, the rest of the team is excited to hear what Searcher has to say. Jaeger simply hands Searcher a compass before leaving, despite the fact that Searcher begs his father to stay with him. After this, Jaeger is no longer a part of Searcher's life. In the present day, Searcher can be found working on a farm where he mines Pando, the plant that he discovered, and which provides the majority of Avalonia's energy needs. Searcher, his pilot wife Meridian, and their son Ethan, in addition to their three-legged dog Legend, make their home together. Ethan gets together with his buddies, among whom is the friend he has a crush on named Diazo. They bring some trading cards that they collect. Diazo hands Ethan a card that he had taken out specifically for him, and this moves Ethan. The purpose of Searcher's visit is to humiliate Ethan in front of his buddies. Ethan is brought into the city by the Searcher. Although he has a lot of love for his father, Ethan does not feel the same way that Searcher does about farming. Personal concern for Searcher is that Ethan will mature into a person like to Jaeger. Callisto Mal, the leader of Avalonia and a former member of Jaeger's crew, pays a visit to the Clades during the night. Callisto Mal refers to Searcher as Baby Clade. Callisto communicates to the Clades that there is an issue with Pando and warns them that if they do not find a solution to the situation as quickly as possible, Avalonia will be in danger. Searcher goes with Callisto, but he tells Ethan to wait behind since he doesn't want to put Ethan in harm's way. As they make their way through a sinkhole, the Searcher comes alongside Callisto's spacecraft, the Venture. The next thing they know, they come across Meridian riding down in her crop duster, and she tells Searcher that Ethan and Legend stowed away on the ship. The crew is ambushed by pink pterodactyl-like monsters before Searcher can reprimand Ethan for his behavior. As a result of the collision, Searcher and Legend become separated from the rest of the crew as they descend into the realm that lies underneath Avalonia. Searcher and Legend discover gigantic tentacle monsters known as Reapers before a large, bearded guy armed with a flamethrower drives them away. This turns out to be Jaeger, who at first doesn't recognize Searcher and thinks he's hallucinating until Searcher returns his compass to him. Jaeger eventually comes to realize that Searcher is real. Still bitter at Jaeger's abandonment of him and his mother, who later remarried, Searcher harbors resentment for Jaeger. During his expedition, Jaeger freely states that he had the feeling that he needed to see what was located beyond the mountains. While Meridian and Callisto work to fix the damage to the ship, Ethan manages to escape and stumbles onto a creature that resembles a blue amoeba and calls itself Splat. Along with Splat, Ethan travels and eventually comes across some Pando rocks. Splat takes damage whenever one of them comes into contact with him. After that, Ethan treats the burn that was on Splat's body. Searcher realizes he's getting closer when he comes across a trading card that was part of Ethan's collection. It turns out that his father and grandfather are there, and he finally gets to see Jaeger, despite having heard countless stories about him. They are ambushed by Reapers and the pink bird monsters before Callisto and Meridian come to rescue them and take them back to the Venture. Conflict arises between Searcher and Jaeger as a result of Searcher's desire to complete the mission and Jaeger's desire to continue exploring what is beyond the mountains. Ethan uses his trade cards in an effort to bring them together, but they aren't able to understand what he's trying to say. The crew travels through clouds of green gas before coming under attack from further creatures. They battle them off with the Pando rocks because, similar to what happened with Splat, the rocks make them weaker. After they have made it through, Searcher and Jaeger have a conversation in which they appear to make amends with one another. However, Searcher is still concerned about Jaeger's influence on Ethan because the little child is captivated by the globe and has expressed interest in pursuing a career in exploration. The crew stumbles onto a large lump that turns out to be the origin of Pando. It is surrounded by Reapers and pink monsters at the moment. When Ethan decides that he wants to assist, he gets into an argument with Searcher and tries to get away from him. However, they wind up flying over the mountains and coming to rest on the outside of the body of a giant living thing, where it is eye-opening to witness the Clades. They have come to the conclusion that Avalonia is the creature, and that the pando is the one responsible for its death because the source mass is surrounding the creature's heart. Searcher and Ethan have returned to make an attempt to warn everyone else, but Jaeger has once again gone off on his own, and Callisto is determined to save Pando, so she has her crew lock the Clades up. They are released thanks to the assistance of Legend and Splat. Meridian takes control of the ship from Callisto, which enables her to view the creature's heart and what is truly at stake. Meanwhile, Searcher and Ethan proceed to the heart in an effort to destroy the Pando cluster. The father and son get a head start against the horde, and soon Jaeger joins them to help push through the crowd. They make a breach in the wall that is sufficiently deep for the Reapers to enter and begin destroying the cluster. After the cluster is destroyed, it appears that nothing else happens until a group of tiny orange organisms begins to encircle the creature's heart and restore its ability to breathe. After that, the group flies outside the creature to get a better look at it, and at this point, Jaeger can consider his aim accomplished. After 1 year, Ethan has come to the conclusion that he will remain in the underground realm alongside Splat and Diazo. Wind turbines have replaced Pando as the primary source of energy production in Avalonia. Ethan sends Searcher a letter to reassure him that he is healthy and well. When Jaeger pays a visit to his ex-wife, he also gets the chance to meet her new husband. After that, Searcher works the land with Jaeger, during which time the two of them reconnect after a separation of many years. If you thought our video was entertaining, you should consider becoming a subscriber to our channel.